Hello, my audience. Today is a speech time, and I'm going to give you a little speech about the spring. And here we are doing it again with audio only because today I have been sick for the last couple of days actually, and I have been experiencing some flu symptoms like the cough and also 39 degrees of temperature. So it has been quite, hardcore of a sickness. But I have, invented some creativity out of this also, and I'm going to probably be talking to you right now about the spring. Let's let's focus on that. So the spring is coming, and in Finlandia this time of the year, it's kind of the last month of the winter time. And the problem with this time of the year is that it's pretty slippery. And then we are going to get the flood season, when all the snow starts to melt. And that will be kind of a pain in the ass. But then when we reach April, usually in the April it's very nice, and the temperature is just right, and yeah, and you can start wearing like good shoes again, because this winter time I had to wear shoes that weren't really maybe so optimal for me personally. And yeah, you should be getting the best shoes you can if you want to, for example, lose some weight. But this is not about the losing weight. This is about the possibilities of the spring, and each season kind of has its possibilities. And I have said this to you in the past that you shouldn't waste any season, and you shouldn't think that there's no any possibility in this season, because there probably is. There's a lot of possibility there. For example, in the winter time, you could probably spend the winter time, for example, practicing singing, because your voice sounds so different when there's snow compared to in the spring. And yeah, I sing a lot, in the winter times. That's how I spend my winters nowadays. I sing and I read and do my art and videos and that kind of stuff. I try to stay creative in all of the seasons, but at the same time, of course, my content kind of changes, during the changes that happen in my life. And it's kind of funny that there are some things that can be so kind of mechanistic nowadays. For example, like studying, it doesn't really follow the seasons at all. You are basically doing the same thing through the whole year, and then you have the breaks, or the vacations, and you are not very connected to the outside world. And there are other things that also kind of, yeah, make you kind of disconnected from the outside world, or the kind of the climate and the environment around you. For example, like headphones and cars and modern clothes. All of these, if you are a person that wears modern clothes, you drive a car and you wear like modern headphones, you are pretty isolated, because your clothes are very isolating, they block all wind, and I think that's not good actually. And you have seen the clothes I wear in my videos, they feel very different. You feel so free, and you have so much, freedom of movement, and you are like connected to the end, like you are connected to the world around you without, freezing or anything like that. And then I would say that headphones are one of those things also that you should kind of keep your ears open, but at the same time be really mindful where you go with your ears open. So yeah, it's one of those things that I have been, for example, when I have been writing in the library, I have been listening to the conversations that happen there, and I have kind of like realized that yeah, most people are living in a pretty shallow type of a mindset, and are being exposed to very shallow type of things. And I don't know what it is about, like the technology is not helping you to become more wise or anything like that. It's actually making you more ignorant. Why is that? I have no idea. Like, when last time did you pick up a book and like read for reals? I don't know, but most, I think at least youth, they don't read. And of course, there's a lot of people that read still, in this world, but you should probably, think about expanding your mind in that way. Then there's the cars, and the cars, they give you like that kind of freedom of movement, but at the same time, they really isolate you. Nobody can really talk to you. But if you combine that, you have your phone, and you like hang out with your buddies, on your chat programs and this kind of stuff. Do you understand how fucking like far away you are from how things actually are, in this world? Like, can't you realize that if you like just embrace the fact that there's distance and you don't have to stay in touch with everybody of your friends all the time and this kind of stuff, how much freedom of like time and energy it would kind of open up in your life? Can you realize that? Yeah. And if we think about how that relates to the possibilities of the spring, well, I have been thinking about this, that in the spring there's a lot of this, bird noise. And I have been thinking about recording those bird noises. But at the same time, I was just, looking at one of my older, photographs that I have taken in the past, and realizing that, when I had a camera with better zoom, I got, more interesting photos. Nowadays, cameras, they are, such a shitty, thing, because usually they don't have any zoom in them, and you have to deal with this, 4 times zoom, all this kind of stuff, and it's kind of hard. I feel that some of my older vlogs, when I filmed with my older camera, they were lower quality, but at the same time, they were kind of more interesting because there was a lot of zooming in them and this kind of stuff. So I'm thinking about, creating a completely new type of a vlog, and that, or completely new type of a video type of a vlog, and that would entail me going around with like a pocketable recorder and a camera, and film all the clips with, just silence, or maybe just me not talking and then talking like separately, like creating a whole new, type of a video. I don't know if people have done that, but you have seen me try this, type of stuff, that I have, silence, and then I talk over the video clips, and I try new things, and I feel that the spring is the season that you should be trying new things in. There's a lot of possibility there that you should probably use. And yeah, I was just, at this skiing center, like at the bottom of it, and I was looking up, and I was seeing these kids, like coming down with their, skis and their snowboards from the top, and I was just looking at it, and I have a knee problem, a knee injury, like a chronic one. It doesn't really get better, but if I manage it right, I can live pretty normally nowadays. But it took a shitty long time to like recover from it. So when I look at something like that, I go in my mind that that's not ever going to be worth it, like I feel that those parents are pretty irresponsible to kind of let their children do that kind of thing. But at the same time, they probably think that, they are going to learn like how to control themselves in its like high speed movement and that kind of stuff, and kind of this, mindset that I can handle this. But you can become, what's that called? Quadriplegic, like lose all the movement in your limbs, if you crash like with that kind of stuff. You can even fucking die in that kind of sport. Tony Robbins was actually like injured, like huge like bad time, like in snowboarding. And if we talk about, the spring, like there's that, I can't, how would I call it, like a weak point in a human psyche, when the season ends and you can no longer do something, and you try to push and push and push and push, so you can do it better, so you don't have to wait until next year, so you can finish some project or that kind of stuff. And what ends up happening is that it's possible that you might hurt yourself. Can you understand that if now it's the winter time and you do some extreme sports like that, like like I think snowboarding is like extreme sports, but of course there's more extreme sports out there. But yeah, I'm not an extreme sport guy. No, there's no way. But I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think there's any sense in this type of endeavors. But if you try to kind of like push and push and push until you have kind of reached the ultimate limit of this season in that sport, I'm going to say that just stop now and wait for the next year, whatever sport it might be. If you are, for example, a cyclist, just keep the cycling season. I know my stuff. I got really injured because I tried to do stuff in like environments and climates that are really not very good for that type of a thing to do. So think about like what are the possibilities of spring? Well, of course, photography is one of those things. But for example, me, I have done so much photography during the spring seasons and in my own in my own town. And when I look at my photographs, I'm kind of like these are very good photographs. Some of them, these nature photographs. But then I kind of look at it again, and I'm going like, but it's not art, and it's not me, you know. And I know I'm pretty good at it, but I don't really know if I want to kind of get invested in that. And the real problem is that I can no longer like carry DSLR cameras and heavyweight like gear like that, you know, because of other injuries. So I have to kind of deal with the problems I have. So one of the ideas I have is to record bird noises and then start doing these poetical type of videos you have seen me do in Finnish, start doing them in English and that kind of stuff and see what happens from that. I don't know. But what are your ideas for the spring season and how you're gonna use it? Put your comments below.